Hey, Sassy Girl Dad fans. I am on my way to pick up my dog because I've been out of town for several days. As some of you might know, I mentioned on previous videos that I was headed to a big archery tournament for my girls last weekend. And last week was so busy, I just did not feel like I had the time to make any videos. So I'm here to give everybody an update on how last week went with not only my weight loss, but also how things went with the archery tournament. And let's start off with the archery tournament, because there's a lot of that that's tied into how my week went as far as my weight loss goals and whatnot. So we drove down to, well, I should start before that. We were in a bit of a mad scramble to get some new equipment for my girls, trying to lighten up their arrows so that they could reach the 40-meter distance shooting outdoor target. My girls are small, so they have some challenges when it comes to 40 meters, which is quite a long ways, almost 45 yards. And they're supposed to hit a target consistently with that, so it's pretty tough for them because they have low poundage bows because they're so small. Lighting up their arrows is one way to help get them there. We also had some equipment issues we had to get resolved with one of my girls, and luckily we got those all resolved, I should say. And Wednesday, I had a members meeting that I had to conduct. And we also fixed some bow issues that night. Thursday morning, we got up, packed up, and started on our way down to southeastern Idaho, where we had the tournament. There's actually two tournaments. Outdoor target, which is, like I said, 45-meter shots. My youngest does 30 meters because she's a little bit younger, but she also has a hard time hitting that distance. But they all did very well. And then the second contest they have is a 3D, where they shoot 3D animals along a walking trail. So results. Outdoor target is the one element that my daughters tend to struggle with. Partially that's probably my fault because I did not get them out practicing it enough before, because it's hard to find a place for them to practice, and we kind of waited to the last minute to get that practice in. So I don't blame them for their performance. I think they did great and fantastic according to their preparation for that event. Ruby, my youngest, she came in fourth. The twins came in sixth and fourth, and Emma got to the shoot-offs and lost it by 2 points. She would have been third by 2 points, and she did fantastic. She's never been that far before in the tournament, so she handled the pressure very well and did fantastic. Lily struggled a little bit, and Faith, my oldest involved, she did fantastic as well. More practice would have done her a lot of good. I think she finished in 5th place, if I remember correct. All in all, for outdoor target, they did really great. Especially proud of Emma for pulling out 4th place. If it had only been that one arrow on the target, she would have placed on 3rd on the podium. But they did fantastic. 3D. There's a lot of competition in the division that the older 3 girls are in, and they did a great job still. Faith, I believe, finished 4th. Lily was 5th. Emma, however, pulled out a 1st place win. So she is the state champion of the women's youth pins 3D competition. So she did great. She's the one that we had a bunch of problems with her bow right before we left town, and we were in a mad scramble to try and fix, but she pulled it out. It was a great weekend. I was stressed all weekend because I always stress out when I get to watch them, because I just want to see them do well, and I feel like they all did their very best, and I couldn't have asked for more. It was a great weekend, great shoot. We were hosted by the S3DA team down there, and they did a great job running things, and overall it was just a really good contest. So how did that impact me? Well, as far as my diet and whatnot, well, I had made plans and prepped a bunch of stuff before we left. There's a recipe of, it's on TikTok. I can't remember the guy's name. Wish I could. But he had a recipe where he does a bunch of different wraps. So I had bought some low-carb tortillas, and I'd also bought some low-fat lunch meat, avocados, lettuce, and a few other things to put on some wraps. So I pre-made those every day before we left. So I always had something low-carb. Intermittent fasting didn't even interfere with doing that at all whatsoever over the weekend. So that was fine. You know, I just had to watch what time it was, and I made it easily until it was time to eat without even hunger pains or anything. So I stayed really well on my diet, particularly through lunch. Dinner, I want to bring up because it was a little more difficult. One night I did have a big hamburger and French fries at Big Judd's. And if you've ever been to Big Judd's, you'd know that it's fantastic. But I'd saved up a lot of calories that day, so I was still under my calorie intake. Yeah, I did have a bunch of French fries, not gonna lie. But I'd done so well, I felt comfortable that I could get away with it, and everything turned out great. The other night we went to a place where I ordered a Cobb salad, and they had two sizes, a small and a large. I went ahead and went with the large because I hadn't eaten much that day. Just a single wrap was all, and it was like, oh shoot, almost 7:30, 8 o'clock almost. And I decided that I was gonna order the large salad. It had, let's see, cheese, blue cheese, bacon bits, lettuce, of course, a good lettuce mix, eggs, some tomatoes, and it came with actually fajita chicken on it, and I ordered extra fajita chicken just to get the extra protein in that day, because I was still trying to hit my protein goals. And it had some, did I say eggs? Had eggs on it too. When I got it, this thing was on a plate that was probably, I don't even know, 15 inches across maybe. It was a salad big enough for 2 people easily. And what happened was, when I saw it, I was so gobsmacked by how large it was that I instantly told myself, there's no way I'm eating all that today. And plus I'd ordered extra chicken on top of that, like I said, for the extra protein. Well, I didn't realize how much there was going to be. So the very first thing I did was I cut a line right down the middle of the salad, and I said, I'm going to only eat this half. And per the calorie intake, it was about 690 calories. The extra chicken, there probably was a few more, but that was still pretty good lunch, and it was a delicious salad, I have to say. I don't know where they get their blue cheese from, but it was fantastic. So again, you know, I ordered a salad with all that chicken, lots of protein. The other half I put in a box, and I ate for lunch the next day down at the contest, the archery contest. As far as everything else goes, you know, I had a few small snacks. Like, I think I had maybe 3 peanut butter M&Ms, beef jerky, which actually is not too bad for you. What else? I shared a small bit of milkshake, not much, with my wife one night. But overall, I think that's about it. I don't remember really having much of anything else. The other thing that I did was I took, prior to us leaving, I roasted up some potatoes and cooked up some ground beef with some taco seasoning, and took some cottage cheese with us, and I made like these protein bowls with just a little bit of potatoes in the bottom. Like I said, I'm not on a no carb, I'm on a low carb, so I can have some of that stuff. But yeah, you just cover like maybe not even a single layer of potatoes, just enough to kind of give the whole thing a little bit of a bite, I guess. And the rest of it is pretty much meat and cottage cheese. And I have had it with some jalapenos on it as well, and some pepperoni peppers, and it's really, really good. You could also substitute lettuce in underneath instead of the potatoes, but the carb balance and stuff in that, like I said, there's another guy on YouTube actually I got that recipe from, but I prepped some of those before we left and kept them in the refrigerator where we were staying, and had those available for me to eat. So I had a high protein option. It was quick, easy, and good. I mean, it was delicious. So again, staying on my diet over the weekend was really not a problem. I did not weigh myself at all last week because I didn't have access to a scale, but I did weigh myself first thing this morning because we got back home last night late, and I was down 4 pounds. Another 4 pounds on a weekend that I traveled for 4 days, and I'm so amazed with myself. Like I feel like I did really good with everything eating wise, and it paid off, and got to be around a bunch of people that I love, my family, my archery friends, lots of them, and the kids. I just really like being around the kids in those tournaments. They're always so excited, and you see them face challenges and overcome those challenges, and some of them you see how they have to graciously accept defeat and learn how to deal with the pressure, and if they do lose, and the ones that, you know, podium, how they learn to graciously win and have, you know, good sportsmanship. And that's why I kept my girls in that program with S3D Archery, is because of that. And this weekend, you know, did not disappoint in that aspect of teaching them how to be great people, fantastic young women. And I know they're excited for 2 months in August, first week in August. We're going to Nationals in Helena, Montana. So that is going to be exciting again, and we got all summer to practice up on those outdoor targets and see if we can't get some better scores out of the girls. But overall, last week was just a blast. I cannot remember the last time that I've had a much better time over a week. Well, maybe 2 years and a half ago when we went to Disneyland. That was pretty fun, but you know, for reasons, because it's Disneyland. But I can't remember a time where I've had more fun otherwise. And I just want all of the people out there who are supporting me. I've got a group of my family, my cousins, that are also really into supporting me and helping me along the way. I got my team at Cardio Miracle. I've got my girls, my wife, my brothers, and a whole lot of other people that I can't think of naming. Got my TikTok fitness family. I just want you all to know how grateful I am for you and how much support I'm getting is a little bit overwhelming. I had one of them say this morning, or today, about wait till he's down 100 pounds, he'll forget about all of this. No, I won't. I promise I will not do that. I love you all. And if there's anybody out there watching this video, there's a couple things I want you to know. And that is that God loves you. You are awesome. You are worth it. Just like I am. Just like anybody is out there. We're all God's children, and He wants to see us succeed. And I hope everyone, if you're not already doing it, walk with me on this continued weight loss journey. And we'll see where it takes us. We're well on our way to hitting some of our goals. 50 pounds by November. I'm down 21 overall at this point, with an easy 5 months left. So, if things keep going the way that they are, we could totally crush that goal, and I would be elated if we did. Who knows? We could be down 100 by then. Who knows? Anything's possible. But overall, a good week, and I hope everyone has a great week. I promise I'll get some more videos out this week, because I know, like I said, I didn't post any of them last week, and I kind of missed it, actually. But again, I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see everybody in the next video. I hope you all have a good night.